Hey, what's going on, people? It's NextGenTactics from NextGenTactics, and this, I don't know, I'll try and make it as brief as possible, but I was going to call it a mini news, but I tend to ramble, and this one's kind of still a big issue, and it's based on a previous video that I had put out called Call of Duty subscription in 2011, and this further supports that. And I know a lot of you guys, first to address some people that were sending me messages saying, no, JD 2020 or whatever said that there wouldn't be, you would not have to pay for multiplayer. That, first of all, that's an old post. That post that you guys are referring to back in the day was actually also addressing something very specific, which was the PC based, because of the dedicated servers. PC community were interested in knowing whether or not they would actually have to pay for multiplayer because of their dedicated servers and stuff, which they do have. They have their own service through Treyarch, but they're also allowing people to rent their own servers through their own company, which Treyarch has controlled. So you can't simply go out there and do that. And that comment that you guys are referring to has nothing to do with subscription base. Activision controls it. If Activision wants subscription for multiplayer, then Treyarch will tuck their tail and JD 2020 will be wrong. The heads of Activision, remember, even though Treyarch is sort of more or less owned by Activision, they are a separate company, and the big decisions made at Activision don't always trickle down to even Treyarch. Treyarch is not Activision. Treyarch can be dismissed, cut, let go, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So you got to keep that in mind too. Whenever anyone, even Josh Olin, talks about, multiplayer, it is owned by Activision, and those decisions stay within closed doors a lot. Anyway, to move on, big DLC. Let's address this. Seems a little early to be talking DLCs as far as I'm concerned. We're like, a couple of days post-release, post-launch, and they're talking about the largest. What is it, the quote or something, and I'm going to put two links to two articles because there's kind of related, interested information in there, but kind of perhaps disturbing to some of you guys, maybe not. Anyway, they said, don't put your wallets away, we've got some exciting stuff coming up real soon. I'm like, well, if it's that soon, here's my thought on it, and I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here, but if you already had that content like readily available, why wasn't it included in the disc? I know they said, oh no, we packed it full and there couldn't be any more, and maybe that's why they said that. I always look back, I always remember everything that they say in all the interviews I see. They say, oh, well, there was hardly any space left, we packed it full of everything. And whether they were full of something, I don't know. But saying something like that sort of supports the fact that they would release a DLC so soon. It's like, well, why are you releasing a DLC? Why not include those maps in the multiplayer release when the game was actually made? So that's what I'm kind of wondering, and I never really believe anything that anyone tells me unless I see it for myself, unless I see that programming code, unless I see when they were making those games for myself that there was absolutely no space left on that disc, then I will believe it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe anyone. Maybe it is true. I'm just saying, think a little bit. Don't always just take everything that anyone says, including these individuals and these companies, as being gospel. So anyway, DLC coming. Don't put your wallets away. Activision wants more of your cash. Could be some cool maps and stuff like that. And as you guys all know, there's patches out the wazoo, lag fixes, PC fixes. But here's the other disturbing, I don't want to do that. So I say disturbing and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what? Something disturbing. No. As I mentioned in the beginning, it goes back to the subscription base in 2011. And Activision, in a very recent press conference, and you can read the articles yourself as well from two different sources, has indicated that they're really excited for 2011 because they're gonna offer their largest digital offering, which I don't even know what the hell that means. What is your largest digital offering? What does that mean? Does that mean, you know, and they say it, and it's a good point, they say it in the articles, does that mean like crazy amounts of maps that will probably have to be paid for with an appropriate price tag? No doubt. Maybe not. Maybe that's their most exciting news, is that it's going to be $10 to $15 as per usual, but we're going to get like freaking 10 new maps. That would be exciting as a gamer. What wouldn't be exciting as a gamer, based on the system right now, is subscription based. And if you read the articles, even they are talking about it. So it's not just me. I'm telling you that they're still hinting towards this. This is something that Activision wants. Whether you believe it or not, whether you're like, no, they said they weren't going to do it. You ignore what you're reading from Treyarch. Pay attention to what Activision is saying and what they're hinting towards. Now, we can't say for certain that it's going to be that way. But a lot of these analysts, a lot of these major websites, Joystick, IGN, they're all sort of like, I don't know, smells like subscription, everything that they're saying. So their largest digital offering, and they talk about the new Call of Duty game. I don't know if it's actually in that article, but they were talking about it, saying the new Call of Duty coming out in 2011, I believe it's Sledgehammer Games, could be Modern Warfare 3, maybe 2, I think it's only 1. It'll be a bit different. I don't know what that means, whether a bit in their eyes is just tiny and to us is like, what? What have you done? You know what I mean? They said it's going to be first-person shooter, but a bit different, so I don't know what that means. But the largest digital offering makes me sort of wonder, you know what I mean? If it's the largest digital offering, that could very well support a subscription-based scheme. And the reason being is that if they offer that monthly fee or annual fee, whatever it happens to be, whatever the model is that they use, if they do it, they would be able to justify giving you guys constant new outfits, new weapons, new maps, because we're paying for it. And really, I mean, here, put it this way. Here's a good way to justify it. If the rates are actually low, maybe it's $30 a year or something like that, $40 a year, I don't know. But typically, with any given game, we get two to three DLCs that are released for a Call of Duty game. And they are usually, what is it, around $15? 10 or 15? I don't know, I'm going to say 15. I don't know, I can't remember. It doesn't matter, irrelevant. So, 3 releases, 15 bucks, 45 bucks right there. If we're going to pay $45 flat fee, which means that all these other people aren't, you know, you're not going to get friends. So think about it that way. It's really not that bad. Yes, I know we don't like paying for DLCs in the first place, such as life. Nothing comes for free, and that's certainly the case here. So if most of us pay for DLCs anyway. 15 bucks a pop, 3 DLCs a year, because each year there's a new Call of Duty, and they're usually able to slap those DLCs in there. So if we do that, and we pay, all of us pay it if you want to do online, and we automatically get all the maps updated, and they're actually able to improve the service in conjunction with those map packs that come in, and all the other stuff, and maybe something even beyond that, then maybe it's not a bad price. Maybe it's not a bad thing to go subscription-based. It just ensures that all your buddies are like, oh, you know what, I don't have that map pack. Can we skip? No, I'm not skipping. I paid $15 for that map, and I know your little cheap ass doesn't have it, but I ain't skipping it. You know what I mean? Well, we usually do. We skip because we're not a-holes. But it would be nice to have a group of people where, you know, everyone has the maps. And maybe this is a fix, and if they add in more services, better timing, better fixes, maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe it's not a bad thing at all. And I know it's a bit of a pain in the butt for these. No one's forcing you to buy the next, you know, Call of Duty when it comes out. If you're paying your monthly fee and everything like that, the problem is that if you're paying your monthly fee, say for Black Ops, say next year, whatever reason that they actually do start charging when the next release comes out, they charge for online. If they do that, yeah, you know, you may be getting the new maps for the new game release from, you know, whether it's Modern Warfare 3 or whatever it is that Sledgehammer Games is actually going to be making. But I'm worried that if you don't want to get that and you still want to play Black Ops or you still want to play Modern Warfare 2 and you're paying that monthly fee, what are you getting? What are you getting on top of that? Are you going to continue to get content then for the old supported games? Will you continue to get content for your Modern Warfare 2, for your COD 4, your World at War, your Black Ops, whatever it is? Is it going to justify it? Yes, it may justify it for that year that you buy, if you buy that new COD game every single year. So you know what I mean? Kind of tricky marketing on their part to justify it. Because for those that don't want that new one and have to go a full year paying the online fee but getting nothing in return, that would not sit well with a lot of people. I don't know. I mentioned a lot of things here. I'm sure a lot of you guys already got things stirring in your head. I don't think it's all that bad. I don't think it's like the worst thing to have ever happened in some respect. And in some cases, I think, you know what? Maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe they're going beyond. But it's all speculation. It's based on rumors. We don't know what this largest digital offering ever is. Very curious. But a lot of the analysts beyond my previous video are talking and rumoring about subscription-based. So it may be more of a reality than most of you guys care to believe or want to have happen. Anyway, that's it. Leave your comments. Let me know. I want to know what you guys feel about this. It's a pretty big topic. DLC, again, DLC so soon after the release or the launch of Black Ops. Very odd. Very odd indeed. But again, if the disc is chock-a-block full, I mean, what else could they do? Oh, we're so sorry. Here's some new maps. $10, please. I'm just getting you guys all razzed up. I'm GunSryer from NextGenTactics. Leave your comments. Peace.
Hey guys, we're on Facebook. Check the description of this video for the link to our new Facebook application. Subscribe and get our latest video updates posted right on the wall on your own Facebook page.